morning, all. It is D, and I am back with another She Is moment, or message, or topic, or whatever we're calling it. So, what we're going to talk a little bit about today is community. So, I know we're living in a world where they're telling us that we can do it all by ourselves. You don't need any help. You don't need anybody to make it. You don't need anybody to do this or that. You've got this. You're all you need. Yep, that's a load of crap. So, first of all, it's not biblical. But second of all, let's think about how much easier it is to go through life, issues, situations, problems, ups and downs when you've got somebody, anybody, who is willing to be there, like someone who is willing to cry with you, laugh with you, celebrate with you, mourn with you, someone who's willing to show up to your door just to make sure you're okay. Somebody who's there and y'all swap out watching each other's kids when you need to go out on a date night with your honey. Like whatever it is, you have a gang, a group of friendships, connections, community, a small group, right? So, what does that look like? Well, it looks like a lot of things, but first and foremost, we've got to get past the idea of that we're supposed to do this life alone. The Bible tells us, about to go to the Word, that we aren't meant to do life alone. Now, I know what you're thinking. I think he was talking about like husband and wife. I don't think he was talking about friendships. Who says? So the thing is, life alone, period. So everybody's not married. So why would that mean? Why would that have to mean a husband or a wife? Why can't that mean a friend, a girl gang? Just people who will do life with you in a way that they know that, okay, sometimes my sister needs me to just listen and hear her out and comfort her and support her. And sometimes my sister needs some advice. Oh, and let's not forget the real, true friends. Those are the ones who are willing to give you the truth in love. Truth in love, but the truth nonetheless. Now, of course, you've got to build up emotional equity if you think you're just going to go out and start telling people the truth about their situations. No one's going to listen to you if you've only been in their life for 24 hours and now you want to tell them how to raise their kids. That's not a thing. However, if you've built up that emotional equity, if you've been there and supported them and loved them through crisis, through hard times, through bad times, through the good times, you celebrated with them, y'all enjoyed each other, y'all went on trips together. Okay, now when they ask you a question about their kids, I think they might be willing to listen, don't you? I think so. So that's called building up your emotional equity. But in order to do that, you gotta have some sort of community first, right? So, how do I do this? So, if you're a person who's out there and you don't feel like you have any community, like good community, people who support you and pray with you, people who celebrate with you and drop tears, people who will be there at 3 a.m. or 3 p.m., like those people. If you don't have that, how do you get that? Well, you want to start with like-mindedness. So, what are you like? What's your mind like? Hopefully, you're a believer. And if so, good way to start, your church community. Go to the house of the Lord and praise with the church. Enjoy the people who are there who are a lot like you. And then if you are at a place like Manna Church or Manna Church, which is where I work, as well as where I do ministry and as where I worship, then guess what? You join a small group. That's what you do. Find you a small group. Find you a community. There's so many different things. And the cool thing about a small group is that, well, at least the ones here anyway, the cool thing about the small groups is that they're all based off of a likeness that people have, something that people enjoy. There's fitness small groups, there's Bible study small groups, there's cooking small groups. There was a sewing small group at one point. I mean, there is a small group for everything. And guess what? If there isn't one, create it. Either way, the idea is to get community. So, this is what I'm challenging you to do. Figure out a way to begin to build up your community. Don't try to do this life alone. It's not easy. But first and foremost, how are you doing it without God? Something to think about. Maybe it's something we'll talk about in our next segment. Until then, I'll see you guys later.